Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel, TammyTalks here. Let's go ahead and get into Married at First Sight. This is Nashville, Season 16, Episode 8. If you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns on various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So, if you enjoy that type of content, go ahead and subscribe, rate, subscribe, thumbs up, hop in the comment section, share with a friend, all that good stuff, all right? This week, a lot of stuff to talk about, so we are back to doing a video for each and every couple. So let's start off with Domynique and McKinley. So they start off heading to Domynique's apartment. They are in the car. You know, we just left McKinley's apartment last week. Well, his basement living quarters last week, where Domynique, she wasn't feeling it. And they talked about it in the car. So in the confessional, looks like they're at, I want to call it a rest stop, but it's not. Gas station, restaurant, whatever. And McKinley is saying that, you know, yep, he's the big loser living with family and friends. No. No. What we're not going to do is try to get a pity party going. Okay? No. Don't do that, because it's going to fall on deaf ears for a lot of people, McKinley. You are choosing to live with family and friends. You cannot expect everybody to be okay with that. You cannot expect a stranger that you decided to marry that has no idea what your living situation is to come in and be like, oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. That's okay. You can't say I was upfront and honest about my living situation right away, because she didn't know that until after the wedding. So don't sit up here and try to play pity party and I'm the big loser. I don't like stuff like that. Go on with it somewhere, McKinley. Go on with it. So they get to her apartment. And basic little apartment, nothing special, nothing crazy about it. She had a bunch of boxes because she's waiting to get a storage unit in her building. So she just has a bunch of boxes that have storage in there. McKinley is right on her heels. Like he was damn near going like this, hugging himself. He doesn't know what to do. He's introverted. Now, I am an introverted person, right? Or I like to call myself naturally introverted, selectively extroverted, okay? I can turn up when I need to turn up, but if I don't, if I am in a situation where I feel more reserved or whatever, that's how I'm gonna be. So McKinley is given very much, I don't know what to do, I'm uncomfortable, what do I do? That's the vibe he was given. You got to fall back. You got to relax, my guy. You got to relax. So she tells him to browse around. He said, you don't need to browse around. So basically she wanted him to go through her stuff and look through her stuff. But I feel like Domynique is the type of person that no matter what McKinley did was going to be wrong in that scenario. So if McKinley were to start, going through her stuff and browsing through stuff, she would have had a problem with that. I can see her now saying that, oh, he just started going through my stuff. So there's no winning with her. So she's like, should I go into the bath? He's like, what room is left? She was like, the bathroom. And it's like, I don't like neither one of them, but she is very jarring, okay? So they're in the bathroom, and he's like, oh, this is a nice big closet. No, it's not. It could really be 2 sizes bigger. And it's like, it's not just him. It's not just him, Domynique. It's you. You are a big part of this problem. I'm giving you 55% of the issue that's going on between the two of y'all right now. So he asked if she needs some help because she's like getting stuff out of her shower. And she's like, I don't need help doing this. So he just stands there. So in the confessional, of course she's upset, because why wouldn't she be? So in the confessional, she's upset that he didn't want to basically snoop through her stuff. So she said his energy was very much giving, that he didn't want to be there. So she's wondering, should she even pack up her stuff and leave? Why should she? leave if he doesn't even want to be there. And it's like, girl, you doing a lot. That was the biggest jump and the biggest reach ever. But so they get back to the living room and she asks him if he could see himself living there after the 8 weeks. He very awkwardly says, we'll see. We'll see. And it's like, whoo, both of y'all are insufferable people. So in the car ride back, Domynique asks McKinley if he's okay. She tells him that his energy was off, like he didn't want to be in her apartment. He in turn said, well, you know what? That's just one more thing you don't like about me. Very passive aggressive. I can't even front because I am extremely passive aggressive. That probably would have been my response too. That probably would have been my response too. Not even gonna lie. So it then goes on to them talking about his dogs. I didn't know he had dogs. I didn't watch the matchmaking special, but I didn't know he even had dogs. So they're talking about the dogs. And she says something to the effect of, I didn't think, your dogs were that big of a deal to you. So then he starts to get defensive. Why wouldn't they be? Her response is, well, you've been down here for several months and you haven't brought your dogs. So then he gets passive aggressive again. Yeah, I don't like my dogs. That's why they're not here. I don't care about them. And I'd have been like, look here, McKinley. I'm getting sick and tired of this. Sick and tired of it. Because it's like McKinley has 3 modes. Either he's lying, which y'all want to call joking, but either he's lying about something, he's throwing himself a pity party about something, or he's mute. I need you to get a 4th speed, come on 4, where you actually engage and talk to her. Ooh, geez, they are like, he needs to be with Nicole. So she can talk his ear off and he can just sit back and be cool with it. So they're arguing, going back and forth about this dog situation. And he's offended and said, well, I guess I don't like my dogs. He then goes on to say that he moved to Nashville to test things out. Said he's back and forth between there and Michigan for his cannabis business. Mentions that he's not, he's good with money. Then goes on to say that he's very hurt that she has never even asked about his dogs, asked to see pictures, asked about their names. I have yet to meet a dog owner that doesn't say, yeah, I have a dog. Let me show you a picture. Bow. And they're holding up their phone, showing you a picture of their dog. I have yet to meet a dog person that they say that they have a dog and they don't tell you the dog's names in the same breath. It's giving liar. I don't think McKinley has dogs. I don't care what y'all say. But it's giving liar. Something about McKinley is fishy, y'all. Then the fact that he said he moved to Nashville to test out things, as much as I don't like Domynique, she has every right and every reason to look at him with a bunch of red flags. How can you say that you moved here to test out things, but you got married? And for all y'all McKinley sympathizers, y'all McKinley apologists, y'all can't tell me that's not weird. That man moved here. That man moved there for that show. You can't tell me nothing else. And if this marriage does not work, which it won't, when this marriage does not work, he's going to skip himself right on back to Michigan. Watch. No part of this, no part of anything that McKinley is saying makes it sound like he truly signed up for love and is committed to finding it. It sounds like it's something that he just wanted to do. I give y'all 3 more episodes before he starts name dropping his cannabis business. He's working up to it. He's going to say the name of that business. He's going to start talking about some of the different strain names that he has. It's coming. So he then says that she said, well, there are more things to talk about than his dogs. Now, that was rude. That was rude. This man is telling you about his dogs and how he feels about them and how he's hurt that you haven't asked about them. And she gonna say, well, shoot, we can talk about anything but them dogs. So then he said he doesn't like the place they are in. You shouldn't. Back at the shared apartment, McKinley is moving his stuff in, and she's just sitting there looking like a bump on a log. He asked her, hey, are the suitcases coming? Like, what are we doing? She said that she doesn't want to have petty arguments. He said, well, you know what? It might be petty to you, but my dogs aren't petty, and neither was that argument. Boom. I said, get into it, because don't let her keep talking to you like that. Stand up for yourself. So she then tells him that she doesn't like this energy. I said, Domynique. So he tells her, well, look, he's making all the concessions. He's making all the compromises, which he is. And he said that all she's doing is sitting there and dictating what she wants and complaining about him. She then comes back and says, you're making it seem like I'm expecting things to be perfect. Heifer, you are. You are, though. I feel like McKinley could sneeze and it would be like, I just want someone with a huskier sneeze. I want it to be, you know, how some men, they like, shoot, that's what I want. He did, and it's not what I was expecting. That's what Domynique has been on, to be real. Let's call a spade a spade. McKinley's not manly enough for her. I told y'all, she wants somebody that's going to go up to the stream with her and catch a salmon in their mouth as it swims upstream so they can skin it, grill it up right on the beach, and eat it with their hands and feet. That's what Domynique wants. And she should have took her ass on down to the forest or found somebody herself then if you want somebody that specific. But she's doing too much. So then she said it's mentally exhausting to always be the supporter and to push him to do things. Girl, don't ever have a child. Don't ever have children. Don't ever be a teacher, because that is literally what you do. Could you imagine a parent saying it's exhausting that I got to push you, you know, to get to want to do good in life? It's exhausting that I have to support you. Girl, what? What's wrong with her? What's wrong with her, y'all? I am like she had me just baffled tonight. So he then goes on to say that she has made him feel as if he has ruined their time on the honeymoon because she keeps blaming him for everything. So she's in a confessional and said that I'm not moving in. The way she said it, I cracked up. She said, I'm not moving in. She said because she's sick of the complaining. She's sick of his energy. She said, I'm going home to take a bath. I said, well, go home. So now production will come in and broke the fourth wall already. Production was like, so you're moving everything back downstairs? She was like, yes. So then McKinley says, we'll talk about it with Pastor Cal tomorrow. Yes, y'all will. Yes, y'all will. So the next day, we see her coming into the shared apartment, and she has the audacity, the gall, the gall, the temerity to get in her confessional and say, I've been nothing but positive vibes. Girl, where? Where have you been positive? Where have you been positive? So Pastor Carol comes in. She has the nerve to tell this man of the cloth he got some explaining to do. Pastor Carol said, girl, bye. You got some explaining to do. Okay? You the one that's married. So they sit down on opposite ends of the couch. Body language. So Pastor Carol said, all right, y'all are poised for battle. What's up? Domynique said, well, he has things that he put on the top of his list that he didn't get, and so did I. I said, girl, she thought she did something with that. So Pastor Carol said, okay, what is it? Domynique said that she wanted somebody that was outgoing, adventurous. And Pastor Carol looks over at McKinley and was like, you ain't adventurous. Y'all knew that man wasn't adventurous. So she said that she feels that she has to pull things out of them. McKinley, on the flip, said that he wanted somebody extroverted, yes, but not as adventurous as her. He said, I don't mind doing stuff. maybe once, twice a month. But I don't want to, go out and scale the world every other day. That's not what he likes doing. So she then says something. Oh, so then he says he wanted a dog person. She yells, I told you dogs in the bed was a no-go. And it's like, be quiet. She yelling for it's not your turn. You should have said all that in that first run-on sentence that you yelled out. So Pastor Cal said, look, all right. So Pastor Cal said, do y'all want a marriage or do you want a marriage on your terms? So Domynique said that she wants somebody, but she doesn't want somebody that's the polar opposite. Pastor Cal loses it. Y'all ain't the opposite. If y'all are, then you lied on your sheets. I said, whoop. Pastor Cal said, because what y'all not going to do is make a mockery of me and what production picked for y'all and told me to say. Okay? But he said that y'all lied on y'all sheets, and I believe they did lie. Because, McKinley, you said you wanted somebody extroverted when you really don't. And deep down you don't, but it sounded good to say because you can't ask for an introvert because a lot of people don't like to admit that they're introverts. So he then goes over the list, Pastor Cal, of what they both asked for. You said this, that, and the other. That's what she is. Domynique, you said you wanted this, that, and the other. That's exactly what he is. So Domynique then said, with his age, I expected him to be more established. He lives in the basement. Pastor Cal said, so what? Because Domynique said he didn't sign a lease, but he wanted a marriage. Pastor Cal said people make decisions, okay? Pastor Cal, you lost me with that because I'm on Domynique's side with that. But Pastor Cal is right. People make decisions. Pastor Cal then said that money's not an issue for him. Didn't y'all say that about Steve too? Didn't we find out that Steve didn't have no money, or Steve ran through that money shortly after that wedding and the cameras went down? Okay. So McKinley then goes on to say that he felt judged by the basement thing. He said that she could have taken him anywhere to a tent up the street. He would not judged her, and he would not have judged her, and he would not have felt or lost any attraction to her because of where she lived. And I feel that's real because it's one thing to have some concerns or not like his living situation, but she was blatantly rude about it. She was. So he felt the way because of that. And I guess, well, not I guess, we can, we know basically that's why he behaved that way at her apartment. You ain't like where I was staying at. I don't give a damn where you stay at either. So she then said that the basement was a turn off for her. She can't help that. That's fine, girl. If the basement is a turn off for you, the basement is a turn off for you. She then said that it would be better if he had 4 roommates. And while she's trying to explain that, McKinley is talking over her. But the basement's mine. I got 2 bedrooms in the bed. And it's like, put that wine glass down if that's what it's going to make you do. Because you being rude, McKinley. So she said because he would have a place of his own. He would have a space of his own. Even if it's just a little piece of a bed and stuff, she would feel more comfortable with that. She then said that she's just over it. Pastor Cal said what? Over the conversation or over the marriage? It looks like they're going to stay together at least for another couple episodes, I believe. Call it a day. Call it quits. You don't like him. He is starting to be resentful of you. Y'all are clearly not compatible. Call it a day. Let's move on and let's give up the ghost. All right. Let's not try to make fetch happen. Y'all don't like each other. That's perfectly fine. Let's move on with it. Right. Let me know what you guys thought about tonight's episode with Domynique and McKinley. I'm gonna say Chris with Domynique and McKinley. Hop in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will catch you guys in the next one.